Hola, hola, ¿cómo están? Hoy vamos a hablar del verbo ser. Es muy excelente, ya estamos muy avanzados. Bien, ¿qué necesitan para esta semana? Necesitan, sí, el vocabulario de las descripciones, sí, esos dos papeles. Necesitan las tarjetas de práctica, sí, de las descripciones, las tarjetas. Bien, ¿qué más tenemos? Tenemos las descripciones, un papel con descripciones, extras descripciones y un poco más. 3 papeles más, muchos papeles. El verbo ser, bien, este papel que tiene todas las diferentes formas del verbo ser. Bien, el diálogo de las descripciones. Tú eres alto, tú eres bajo. Sí, yo soy alto, yo soy alta. Sí, yo soy alta. ¿Tú eres alta? ¿Tú eres alto? Bien, y aquí tenemos unas cajitas para llenar un papel para una actividad. Bien, eso es todo lo que necesitamos. Después vamos a hablar de palabras y sus trucos. We're going to talk about words and their tricks today. A little bit heavy on the grammar in this video. So, I always try and remember not to get discouraged if you start getting confused. This isn't something that you have to memorize or have in your head, but for a lot of people it helps them to understand how things work, okay? But don't let it discourage you if it feels like it's too confusing. Bien? Okay, so we're going to talk about, there's different kinds of words, and different kinds of words do different kinds of tricks, like in a circus. So we're going to talk about the 2 main kinds of words that we want to talk about. Maybe we'll do it this way. We want to talk about action words. Action words, and those are called verbs, usually, but we'll just call them action words. And we want to talk about describing words, or descriptions, and usually those are called adjectives. But we're just going to call them describing words. So we have just a whole huge paper. That's the vocabulary that we've been working on. See? All of those describing words, all of this vocabulary, all of that is describing words, descripciones. Okay, so the tricks that the describing words do, and you know what else? You know what else is describing words? All the colors. We learned this way at the beginning, way at one of the first weeks we started with this. Remember when we talked about gender? We have rojo, or we can have roja. And that's the trick that the describing words do. They change from O to A. So you can have O or A, but if they don't end in O, they stay the same. Remember, like we have verde, so that stays the same. It doesn't matter if you're a girl or a boy or what it is. It doesn't matter what it is that you're describing. If it's green, it doesn't matter. It stays the same. Verde. Bien. Let's see. La planta es verde. El libro es verde. El libro, verde. La planta es, la regla es verde. ¿Sí? El marcador es verde, which you pretend it's green. Or ¿sí? El marcador es verde. El marcador es verde y, what's a feminine one? El marcador y la mochila es verde. But what if it was red? Rojo. Okay. El marcador es rojo. La mochila es roja. Bien? So that's the trick that these describing words do. So we know that one already, right? Now, when you have action words, they have different tricks that they do. Okay, so if you have a describing word, we have to talk about gender. So this is gender. We have the o-a. We also should talk about number. It's also important how many there are. So if you have 2, you just add an s. Os and as. See, that's just making it plural. Alright? So things have to agree in number and gender. So they have to be, when you have a sentence, you have to try and make everything, all the words, they have to get along. They can't fight. Right? So, but for now, just don't worry too much about that. For now, just remember, describing words, the tricks they do is they do o or a. They change depending on with the gender, if it's a girl, if it's a boy, if it's a masculine word, if it's a feminine word. Now, action words, they do a different trick. Now, remember last time we talked about persons, okay? So we talked about the first person, which is I. Okay, and then we talked about you. Then we talked about the third person, which is everything else in the whole world is the third person. So it shouldn't be called the third person. It should be called everything else in the whole world. I, you, and everything else. So in English, we have I am, you are, and then everything else is. Bien? Everything else is. El trapo, ¿dónde se fue el trapo? Siempre se me pierde el trapo. Where's my eraser thing? Aquí está. Estuvo junto a mi pie. Okay, so we're going to erase that because those are easy. We've practiced that a lot. Okay, so I'm going to write these in Spanish now. We'll just put he is for now. I am, you are, my dad is, he is, the tree is, she is, alright, but we're just going to use he. So action words, I am, and then we'll just put to be up here. To be. I am, you are, he is. First person, second person, third person. Now you can make it plural too. Okay, so then we can say we, because I, if there's a group, if I and then somebody else, it's we, so this would be plural. We are. You, so you can talk to one person and say you, or you could say you guys, so you can talk to people, so you have you or you guys. So we'll put you guys. You guys are. And then finally we have they. Those guys over there, they are. Alright, so that's in English. This, what I just wrote here, this is called a conjugation. Ooh, fancy sounding word. Now, this is very cool because now you can go and tell all your relatives, I know how to do a conjugation of the Spanish verb to be. And they'll be, oh my word, this is the smartest child we have ever seen. Oh, you must be a genius. You are incredibly smart. They're just going to be amazed that you know, if you know how to say conjugate. That's really impressive. But this is what it is. It's just, I am, you are, he is, we are, you guys are, and they are. So all the different persons and then all the different ways. So conjugation really is kind of just saying who. Who is? Who is? I am. Who is? We are. Who is? You guys are. Who has to do the dishes? Who is doing the dishes? I am. Who's doing the dishes? You are. They are. See? In this instance, we want to use all the other ones except for this one and this one, right? We want to use I am not doing the dishes. We are not doing the dishes. Okay, but now let's put this in Spanish. I am. So, yo soy. Okay, I think we've done that before, right? Yo soy. You are. Tú eres. He is. Okay, so we'll put él es. We are, so we've done these three, I think, before, right? Yo soy, tú eres, él es. We are, we've never done that one, so we're going to do it now. Nosotros, that means we. And then somos. Nosotros somos. Then you have you guys over there. You guys is vosotros sois. And then the last one is they are, which is ellos. And we've done this one. Son. And this one is the third person, so this one is son. Is anytime you have a group of stuff, you can have all the pencils are, all the people are, son. See, so this one is one that we want to remember whenever we want to make things plural. Alright, a quick note about this one. Alright, I'm going to take this away. You have that paper, so let's take it out right now. Alright, this paper here. I'm going to talk about this paper here for a second. Here you see, this is the way you say it in Spanish, right down the middle. Yo soy, tú eres, él es, ella es, el lápiz es, Sandra es, quién, who, quién es, qué es, usted es, nosotros somos, tú y yo somos, María y yo somos, vosotros sois, ellos son, ellas son, los lápices son, ¿quiénes son? Ustedes son. Bien? Okay, I'm just going to talk about sois real quick. Sois, vosotros sois. This is not very commonly used in Spanish. This you guys, all of you guys are, it's only a form that is used in, it's only used in Spain, in some areas of Spain, but it is important to know because anybody who speaks Spanish understands and knows what it is and how to use it. So it's important for you to know how to use it. Even though people don't use it, they do know what it is and they do know how to use it. Also, it's important because the Bible in Spanish uses it a lot. Just like the King James Version of our English Bible uses the Old English with thee and thy and thou hast. So that's kind of what the vosotros sois. They use it a lot in the Bible and they use it in literature. And so it's good. You don't have to always memorize it, but I always try and mention it so that you can just have it, so that you hear it and you know what it is when you've heard it. But it's not really super important to know how to spell it, or it's just something that is good to recognize. Okay, and when you want to talk, usually what they do, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it today, but we're going to do it a little bit more in a different video. There's a formal and informal way of speaking to people. When you speak to a person in a formal way, you don't say you, hey, how are you? You say, you use the third person. So you wouldn't say, so if you were saying to me and you were speaking to me in a formal way, you wouldn't say, oh, how are you? You would say, how is Mrs. Lindemann? Even though you were speaking directly to me, you would say, how is Mrs. Lindemann? Because it creates a separation between you and the person. We're not going to worry so much. I just wanted to put it out there, and we're going to really go over that in some future videos. For now, I just wanted to mention it, okay? And so what they do in Spanish, usually when they are using a group of people and they want to say all of you guys, they will just use the formal and just go to the third person. So they will say ustedes son when they're talking to a group of people, but they do not use the vosotros sois. They switch it to the formal way and they switch to the third person. Okay, that's a lot of stuff that hopefully it'll jog your memory the next time we go through it. Bien? Okay. So I just wanted to go over, that's ser. Alright, I want to talk about this week. This week what we're going to really be focusing on, okay, I'm going to erase most of this on this board. This week, what we're really going to be focusing on is, last week we talked about es. Last week we talked about using es because we said mi papá es alto, mi papá es guapo, mi mamá es bonita. So we've been using es a lot. And it's really similar to is. Es. Okay? This week, I would like for us to focus on saying I am and you are. Okay, so we're just going to focus on these two. We're going to learn some new describing words, but the main thing I want you to learn this week is how to say I am and you are. So this week, instead of saying my dad is tall, we're going to say, are you tall? Yes, I am tall. Well, I'm not, no, a little bit. I'm a little bit tall. I am tall. Are you, what else do we have? Are you old? Yes, I am old. I am a little bit old. Are you crazy? ¿Tú eres loca? Sí, yo soy muy loca. Bien, so this week we're going to work on getting these two, how to say I am, you are. Bien, muy simple, muy fácil. We're trying to keep it simple. All right, I want to talk about the 4 verbs. All right, so I'm going to put tener up here too because we've been working on to have, tener. Okay, just to review. Come on now. Tener, to have. And remember, we go yo, tengo, tú tienes, él tiene, nosotros. So this one is a new one. Nosotros tenemos. And vosotros tenéis. Y ellos tienen. Ellos tienen. So there's the whole thing for you. Bien? But mainly we have just focused on yo tengo, tú tienes, él tiene. And we're going to work on that more. But I'm just going to try and keep bringing it up, and hopefully it's going to get into your head. Little by little, we'll keep doing it. But this is to have. So when I say it, hopefully you're starting to recognize it when we say it. Yo tengo, ¿cuántos años tienes? Yo tengo 5 años. Bien. O ¿cuántos lápices tienes en tu mochila? Tengo 5 lápices en mi mochila. ¿Cuántos hermanos tienes? ¿Tienes hermanos? Sí, yo tengo 2 hermanos. ¿Tienes hermanas? Sí, yo tengo 3 hermanas. No, yo tengo 2 hermanas. ¿Tú tienes hermanas? See, so we've been using that tener verb a lot. So I'm going to tell you the 4 verbs, the 4 ones that are the important ones. We have ser, which we're going to work on this week. We have tener. Bien. We have estar. Okay, then this one is ¿Cómo estás? Estoy bien, gracias. ¿Y tú? So you've heard this one before too. So look at you. So out of the 4, you already have a lot of experience with 3 of them, right? So this week we're going to really work on this one a lot. And then you've already worked on this one a bit, and we've heard this one. And so there's only 1 more out of the 4 that we haven't heard yet. Okay, the last one is ir. Okay, I'm going to tell you what these are in English. This one is to be, ser. Yo soy Señora Lindemann, yo soy bonita, yo soy alta, yo soy fantástica. Bien, tener, to have. Bien, so we've worked on that one a bit. Estar, this one also means to be. All right, and we will talk about the differences between this one is to be. This one also means to be. Sometimes you need to use this one and sometimes you need to use this one. And we'll talk more about the differences later. And this last one is to go. Ir, to go. And you've heard this one, even though I've never written it, but we've heard this one before. Vamos. See? It's an irregular verb, so this is ir. Voy. Vas. Va. Voy, vas, va. Vamos. Vámonos. Vámonos. Vamos a la casa. Bien? And those are the 4, if you can get these 4 verbs, if you can get a good handle on them and really know how to use them, you will be a long way. You will have an excellent foundation for Spanish. And so you're doing really, really well so far, because you've already got a lot of this. You recognize it when you hear it. So you've already well on your way to being really good Spanish speaker. Okay? So just keep working at it a little bit at a time. But I wanted to tell you about, those are the 4, they're very heavily used. And so that's going to be a great foundation for later on. We're going to build off of those words. Alright, so those are the 4 ones. This week's presentation, alright, so since we're focusing on the verb to be, we're going to I am, you are. That's the 2 ones we want to work on, I am and you are. I want you to think of some way to use I am, you are, and some descriptions mixed in a creative way. Okay, so here are some ideas for you. Okay, so I'm going to do it in English so that we can kind of get the idea, because we're saying I am, you are. Alright, so one idea is you have 2 animals and they can have a fight. Alright, so the dog and the cat. So the dog says, you are little. I am not little. You are little. I am not little. Well, you are stupid. I am not stupid. You are brown and big. I'm not big and brown. You are little and orange. So in Spanish, this is what it would sound like. Tú eres grande y café. Yo no soy grande y café. Tú eres pequeño y anaranjado. Tú eres estúpido. Tú eres muy joven. Tú eres muy viejo. Tú eres muy flaco. Tú eres muy gordo. And at the end they can go, fight, 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 fight. Okay, so you could do a fight. Another option is you could do somebody is very sad. So you can think of any idea you want, but these are just some different ones I came up with. So the cat is crying. I am so little. And the dog comes and comforts him and says, oh, poor kitty. Oh, you're not little. You're big. You're big, kitty. Oh, I am stupid. You're not stupid. You are very intelligent and smart. I am so orange. Oh, yes, you are orange, but that's okay. So in Spanish, it would sound like this. Oh, yo soy muy pequeño. Oh, tú no eres pequeño, tú eres muy grande. Oh, yo soy estúpido. No, tú no eres estúpido, tú eres muy inteligente. Oh, yo soy muy feo. No, tú no eres feo, tú eres muy guapo y bonito y lindo. Oh. ¿Sí? ¿Yo soy guapo y bonito? Sí, tú eres guapo. Oh, gracias. Oh, yo te amo, gatito, te amo. Está bien, está bien. Oh, gracias, gracias. Dame un beso. Oh, dame un beso. Oh, bien. So that could be another idea. One is crying and the other one comes and comforts them. And then another one here that I had another idea to use I am, you are. Bien. So we have two fairies. See? And they're going to change me into different things. So the first one is going to say, you are fat. Oh, I'm fat. No, you are skinny. I'm skinny, I'm skinny. And this one says, you are old. Oh, I'm old. I am old. I'm old. No, you are young. I'm young. I'm young. No, you are stupid. I'm stupid. No, you are smart. Oh, I'm smart. See, so in Spanish, it would go like this. Tú eres gorda. Yo soy gorda. No, tú eres flaca. Yo soy flaca. No, tú eres estúpida. Ya estúpida. No, tú eres inteligente. Yo soy inteligente. See? So that's another way you could do. And then, or you could do a love story, possibly. Or you can think of your own creative idea. We have the beautiful Lady Bunny Rabbit and the handsome Sir Dog. Oh, tú eres muy, muy bonita, Señora Bunny. Oh, gracias. Yo soy muy bonita. Tú eres muy guapo. Oh, gracias. Yo soy muy guapo. You are very smart. And you are very smart and you are very handsome and you are very intelligent. Oh, thank you. Yes, I am. You are very beautiful and smart and intelligent. Oh.